it over to the brother. But I'm gonna ask first if all of the legends can come up. If the legends, because this is Dubceez's 10th annual award show. We're honoring the legends of Chicago hip hop. Right now, that means you, Kingdom, you, JMD, yeah, more please. Hey, we're missing quite a few, but those that's here, you know, if you're not here, you miss out. You miss out on an opportunity. Black Ice, that would be you. Come to the stage, please. Is there any legends outside? In the bathroom? DA, right? Oh no. I'll tell you the same. DA, wash your hands.
Check one. They will DA. They will DA. They will DA. All right, I want to start off by saying thank you to those that did come out tonight. Since I've been here, I've gotten probably 20 phone calls. People saying, what time it start? I'm on my way in 40 minutes. I said, start at 8 o'clock. Since they'll be on their way in 40 minutes, I told them to start at 8 o'clock. That's our problem now. Nobody know how to get somewhere on time. But we're going to rock anyway, just like this. I want to thank everybody for supporting me over the years, what I've been doing. You know, the award show, 10 years. I ain't going to go into nothing else. And it's always a blessing to have my mom in attendance when I do these things, because when I was coming up, everybody used to come to my house. My house was what they call headquarters. On 71st and Green, they don't know, but we used to get the whoopings when they left. Because we did things we had no business doing. But anyway, I want to thank these brothers that you see in front of you. Every last one of these brothers I got history with way over 30 years. Wow. I just told y'all age. Yep, that black dye don't work no more for us. But I just, you know, I hope all y'all put y'all information and everything on it, because what I want to do is, I didn't know exactly how many legends was going to show up. Last night I had about 30 say, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. I guess they came because they couldn't make it here. But somebody got a dirty mind. But I thank you brothers that did show up. Y'all give it up one time for the Chicago legends of hip hop. I don't care what organization you from. I don't care what side of town you from. I don't care what group you with. I represent hip hop. That's one thing that I love. I breathe hip hop. I live hip hop. And she'll tell you, I get in trouble because she tell me, I think that's more important than I am. I'm not saying it is, but you know.
Let me just say this real quick. And I'm pretty sure each of us have a story, so I'm gonna make mine real quick. It was 1985, and there was a movie that came out by the name of Crush Groove. It was the story of Russell Simmons and how he started Def Jam. When I saw that movie and I saw LL busting that room with that radio, I knew that this was what I wanted to do in 1985. I hadn't seen anybody in person that did what I saw the characters do on Crush Groove until it was the summer of 1986. I met Dubceez. He went by the name of Double C back then. He was part of a rap group called the MOC Rappers, Top Dog, Double C, and Baby Fresh. I met that brother in 1986 on 54th and Paulina, along with the other two. They performed for the BLAQ. And when I saw them doing what they did and inspired me, to get out there and really take this thing seriously. So that same year, I was a freshman at Simeon High School, where I began to meet some of these other brothers that you'll see tonight and that you see on stage today. And I just want to say that if it wasn't for this brother right here, and some of the other ones, but specifically this brother right here, Top Dog and Baby Fresh, there would not have been a Black Ice. There would not have been an Ice Cold, the Ultimate Warrior, which was my name before Black Ice. So everybody please give that brother a nice round of applause, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will always acknowledge you for what you did for me in my career. Give it up for Dubceez.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to be doing this down the line. Stop acting like you shy. Well, I met Dubceez and Top Dog back in, that year. I was a freshman at Inglewood, also known as the Purple Match. And I heard a noise, I heard a sound, I saw a crowd. And I thought that it was a fight jumping off. I heard applauses. I'm like, what's going on? Something's going on. It's not a fight. So as I headed towards the crowd, I started to hear sounds that wasn't the normal sounds coming from a human.
What kind of sound was it?
I heard a dog barking, ducks quacking. I heard some stuff that sounded. I heard some turntable scratching and some other stuff that there is no name for. So they created that sound. You feel me? So I was so impressed, and I happen to also been one who was flabbergasted by the sound and what they were doing. And they were beatboxing and they were rapping, Top Dog and Dubceez. And me, I was I wanted to be in the spotlight like them. I wanted to get the same attention that they were getting at the time. And they was just awesome, man. They was doing stuff like Ice just said. I had never in my life seen that physical type of performance in person. I seen it and heard of it on TV, but I had never seen it with my own eyes. Once I saw that, I knew that they were the best that ever done it, because even though they had their beatboxing and they rapping, nobody who I had seen or heard do it on the radio or on TV was doing it like them. Not even Run DMC. They had their own unique style so I was inspired by Top Dog and Dubceez as well. Them brothers had taught me a lot. You know, they made me go home and pick up my pen and pad and start back writing. I had started, but they boosted me up and gave me the motivation to move forward with it. So I want to say to you, Dubceez, man, it's an honor. I turn to you, man, to my right. I salute you, brother, because if it wasn't for cats like yourself, I would be the person, the rap artist, the MC that I am today. So when people say they like me, they like you too. You feel me? So I salute you, man. And one other brother that inspired me was the one and only Big Red Ski, aka Big Earn. Top Dog, Dubceez, and Big Red Ski, they're the ones that are in me. And again, because of them, I'm JMD, aka Mr. Club Banger.
How can I follow these gentlemen? Dub, how did I meet Dub, man? I met Dub from another legend, through another legend brother of ours that would be here if he could be here. Unfortunately, a fallen soldier, MC Rock, who got me to rapping, who taught me about hip hop and caused me to be in this game, who heard about Top Dog and Dubceez, and we wanted to battle. Top Dog and Dubceez. Hey, this is the first time I ever had that fear in my heart like I was gonna lose. You know how when you have a fight, you go in confident, then they hit you, and you be like, whoa, I might not. Because the boys had routines that were so cold so complex, so new, so fresh. It was the best. And they just had the whole look. And it was Top Dog, and that was it, man. So from then on, we became friends. It was more like 5 years ago, because I ain't 30 years plus in this game, man. Nah, right. Yeah, just for me and working well for me. All right. But that's my brother ever since. Always gonna be. Man, Top Dog, Dubceez. I ain't meet the other guy. All I met is them two. Through MC Rock, man. So that's a forever bond that'll never be severed by nobody ever. And I salute you as well, soldier.
Yeah, I gotta say, you know, I was inspired by all of Chicago hip hop. In particularly, you know, we had this platform in Chicago, underground radio station called WHBK. And back 88.5, they're proud of the South Side. And for me, I grew up on 101st right off of State over in the Roseland community. And it was a little difficult for us to get HBK sometimes, but I clearly remember on numerous occasions when I would turn on the radio and I would hear Top Dog and Dubceez, you know what I'm saying, the crew, you know, just, we got to know about a lot of artists just through WHBK before we even met them in person. And, you know, with Legion of Doom and, you know, we had all of these crews, Purple Mansion, Death Rock, East Rock, Shy Rock, you know, and so it was a collective of crews and organizations that was developing. But HBK was like our internet back in the 80s. It was like our platform that kind of brought us all together and helped us engage. Everybody was doing cassettes back in the day. You know, I was in a crew back then called the Curfew Crew. And we used to do our tapes and take them up to HBK. Everybody was always trying to submit tapes up to HBK so we can be heard with K Ill and JP Chill, you know what I'm saying, back in the early 80s. And what that did was it really motivated us to help us to continue to prosper and move forward with making sure that we continue to develop our skill set. I was a break dancer back in the day. I was a straight up B-boy. And, you know, I started breaking back in like 82. And I met this dude from California. He was a cold popper from...
I don't believe you. You gonna bring it up? I don't believe you.
Yeah. So, you know, so one of those things for me, going from... Oh, y'all want to see some moves?
You said you did. Let's see what you got. We ain't got no insurance in here now. You on your own, brother. We love you. They said pop first. If you beat about it, show you what you got. You could have popped first. Go ahead, pop it.
He waiting on some music.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Jam on it.
Do it. That's right. Do it. Break dancing and pop like
DJ hesitating.
That's Swagger, remember? DJ Swagger, Tony Swagger.
Okay, we're gonna have to play something. Okay. Alright, so let's go,
While the DJ getting queued up, I just want to say, make sure y'all frequent that bar over there. Get your water, get your adult beverages. Make sure y'all tip the bartender, because she didn't have to come over here and set up so y'all got something to drink. Y'all can have this food and no liquid. Uh-oh. See.
This is the season for catching a baby. And since I got time,
Well, y'all try that at 75.
Hey, we don't do Naughty by Nature in Chicago, so. We don't do Naughty by Nature in Chicago.
Y'all try that at 75.
I can't do it like I used to, y'all.
Hey, you did it better than I could. I can't even get down there.
Just imagine all of the moves that he just showed y'all a little faster, much faster. Just try to, whoever recording this, when you get home, fast forward the tape and you'll see how he really used to do it.
Yeah, thank y'all. But yeah, it was a phenomenal time in Chicago, and I know that those elements helped us to continue to grow and prosper. And I just want to say thanks, Dub, for putting this event together, because we're at an age now where it's very important for us to document our history. And I think, we want to be able to build our platform and share it with others.
Appreciate that. Hey, before the next guy speak, I just want to say, I don't know who it was just came in that door right there, but you gotta come down and see the young lady. I caught the door shut and somebody coming in. You gotta see the young lady at this table right here.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, actually, I
Oh, she's the owner? Who's this lady? You're the owner? Okay, but that's the owner. I'm gonna shut up and let's get on back to But you know what? I gotta check, because you'll get those that'll try to come in and slide and stand out of bar. Because when I gotta pay the owner ain't gonna hear, well, they didn't come in like that way. All right, we're gonna get to my man Kingdom.
Okay, I'm a fan of Dubceez first. So, the fact that I'm standing on stage with him as a contemporary now is like one of the biggest honors of my life, actually. I first heard of Dubceez through HBK, like Artistic was mentioning. HBK was the source of my real hip hop. Before that, I don't think we called it hip hop, we just called it copying the moves that they do on Soul Train. And so that was where I kind of got my hip hop from. The writing poetry and all that, that was something from my mom. The hip hop, when I heard these guys on the radio live, because that's what it was to us. It wasn't like, I didn't hear a tape of them first. I heard them over the radio, live broadcast, the first time I ever heard them. And when you talk about the routines were live on the radio. And so these guys were superstars. They were unreachable. Like that 5 heartbeat moment when the kids hit the record on the radio. That's the way I felt about them, even though I never met them. Then, like JMD said, they all went to Inglewood and they had this crew called Purple Mansion. In Chicago, there's a thing about crews. Like we had the Zulu Nation, we had Chirac, and we had Purple Mansion. I battled somebody from from Chirac.